This is the awkward part of the stream where nobody's here and nobody's talking to me and I'm all by myself. Last time it only took a couple minutes, so I don't know. We'll see this time. I guess I just talked to myself for a little bit. Went fishing this past weekend, pan fishing both days. Turned out okay. Had a lot of bluegills Saturday. I think that video just released last night. I got to start editing the video from Sunday where I caught a few bluegills and some of the biggest fall fish I ever caught, actually. They're like 9-10 inch fall fish I caught Sunday, and that was incredible. Some of the biggest ones I ever caught. Oh, and there we have our first participant, Mr. Reef Robber. What is up? Somebody just commented on one of my videos like 2 hours ago saying you sent them my way, so there you go. Thankfully, I only had to talk to myself for a minute before somebody joined me. It's always awkward. You got to wait till somebody joins so you can actually start talking to a different human being. Troll, what's up? I see you've been releasing a lot of shorts lately. I need to actually sit down and watch them. Yeah, you're still at work. That makes sense. You're over there in Oregon or wherever, so you're 3 hours behind. 7:13 here. RVA, yep. Troll and I have fished together a few times. Was debating whether or not to actually do a stream. Try to get those watch hours up. I am now 136 hours away. Those shorts are deadly for views. Oh, by the way, Troll, what the heck was going on in that stream on Instagram a few hours ago? I was in public and I felt like I needed to. I quickly backed out of that. I was sitting at a small little market, drinking a nice tea, and thought I'd watch her stream. Then boom. How many? I need 136 ish now. I'm at like 380, 3,864, something like that. Yeah, we've had a few collabs. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully. I got the video that finally came out last night after the few weeks of basically like nothing good. Oh, I love how you can see my trash underneath my couch. Isn't that awesome? I look so professional. Yeah, I know it wasn't your live, so you're not the one that's probably going to get banned for that. I was like, there's no way this is going to be allowed. Yeah, hopefully it won't take too long. I got the video that came out last night. I have another one I need to edit, which I mostly edited last night. So I might do the rest of the editing tonight, or I might have a few of these, make dinner and like watch Netflix all night or something. Pretty wildin'. I almost went today because the weather was so good today where we are. It was like 68 degrees most of the day, and it's still pretty good. I got the window open right now. It's still pretty good. Weather's supposed to be good Friday, depending on what my workload is. Maybe I'll just skip out of work a couple hours early and try something. Saturday, I think it's going to go back down to being a little cold. Steve, okay, I think I know. I think you were talking about that the other day. That's where, or that was the Saturday one, right? Yeah. Okay, it's 64 now. Friday's supposed to be 68 with a slight chance of rain. Then back down to the 40s Saturday, 59 Sunday. That's nice. Low chance of rain. Nice. So this weekend actually might not be too bad. I don't have any plans, so see if I can get a couple more videos in. Freezing all day. Yeah. His video is out already. Hey, if it drops to 20, that's fine, because then it's only be like 44 in the night, and things aren't going to freeze. And I think I left my night crawlers in the car, so they won't. They probably won't die. Um, I used to be really good about like recording and posting the next day. I guess that was like in the spring, or maybe the spring last year too. It was it was just, I wasn't doing much else. Like I wasn't going out, I wasn't hanging out with coworkers and places and all that kind of stuff. I was just fishing or at home, or no, that was it. I was either fishing or I was at home. So I'd fish, go home, immediately start editing, and it'd be out the next day. Now, doing other things, living my life again. So the video is a little slower, and that's perfectly fine with me. Hope the audio and everything's fine. Got my blue snowball microphone. Yeah, I can't edit every day. It becomes too much like work. You know, man, I swear to God, some of your stuff that you're releasing, it looks like you shot it back in July. It's like, it looks like a warm summer day. And I'm like, when did he film this? Also, your son helps you, don't you? Next day uploads feel too much like work sometimes. They can, Stash and Bass. Welcome to the stream, by the way. They can, but when there's nothing else to do, that's what you got to do. Is this what I did? Yeah, and it feels too much like work. That's probably why I stopped like on my gaming channel a few years ago. It was so much to work on it and edit it. It felt insane. I wasn't going outside much, and I burnt out on that. Was just, I couldn't do it. That's why I dropped those shorts in between videos to keep the people interested till I load one. Yeah. Little previews. Is that how you like to use them? Excuse me. I guess I don't really use them as previews. I kind of just use them like I use TikTok, which is either a short little funny thing like the ice drop I did a few weeks ago because I went out all day in the freezing cold and didn't catch anything. Or most of my TikTok is just clips of my YouTube videos. So I spent a lot of last winter when I couldn't go out, just taking a video from 3 months prior, slicing it up to the catches, and then posting them. And I need to do that again just because my TikTok's been really inactive. And then maybe doing that for shorts. I'm not sure. That'd be nice to get everybody's opinion on that. Like, what do you think shorts should be used for on YouTube? It makes sense for me to clip them up and then post them to TikTok because it's a different social media, and Instagram and stuff. But if I'm taking a 10-minute YouTube video and I catch 3 bass and I cut each one of those catches into 3 shorts, is that good to post in the shorts? because like I already have that content on the social media platform of YouTube, or is it okay because it's a different type of content on the same platform? I don't know. We post in 2 weeks so I can catch up a little. I have a bunch of videos editing and upload, but not released. Okay. I basically release them as soon as they're done editing. Like I may wait 24 hours before like premiering it or just releasing it. A lot of times I'll finish editing at like 11 and I don't want to premiere it then. So I'll release it like 9 a.m. the next morning. And then I just want to move on to the next thing and keep going. Yeah, I still got over 20 videos in the tuck from last year. And no, Corey no longer helps me on the channel unless I need him to do something. I don't know. Oh, okay. Make him. No, I'm kidding. Don't make him. I did the same thing starting out. I had to reel it back in a bit. Yeah. It's a lot easier to do the fishing videos just because almost no planning has to go into it. I just go fishing and whatever happens, happens. And then I just edit it up. And then editing is a lot easier, especially when like my edits are very simple. They're just usually jump cuts. Sometimes I get a little fancy with it. If I use just one camera, the chest camera, it's a lot easier. When you use the 2 camera setup, it's a lot harder. The editing's a lot harder with moving between cameras and making sure the audio is good. But I think it makes for a better video. And if I got the time, then I'm going to do it. Brent, good meeting you at the lock the other day. Figured you were filming. Oh, or was that you? I'm sorry, I forgot to ask for your name when you were there on the little wood bridge. Yeah, your voice made it in the video. Oh, you're totally free to talk to me. Lots of people talk to me. I mean, it happens, especially when you're at a much what's the word I'm looking for, like heavily trafficked public area, because that's just it's a well-known place that people walk their dogs and stuff constantly. And you were one of 20 people to talk to me that day about something. Are there any fish in here? You had any luck? Stuff like that. And you're probably the third person to recognize me at that spot. Yeah, that was. I think I caught something right after you left. I don't know if it was the yellow perch. It might have been the yellow perch after you left, because I can't remember what I told you that I already caught. I think I told you that I caught the 2 bluegills and the bass. So I guess it might have been the yellow perch. And yeah, that was actually probably the biggest yellow perch I ever caught. One of the few places I know around here to catch one, really. Stash and Bass, hello again. Indiana Ultralight Fishing, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you in forever. Me? I mean, I streamed like a month ago. That was my last stream. I should do more, but yeah, I kind of just get lazy with it and do something else, edit or go out and hang out with people or something. 512 Adventures, welcome. Should be used on YouTube to promote interest in your channel. Clickbait, basically. Sure. I rarely scroll through the shorts on the cell phone with the YouTube app. So I don't know. Shorts generate the same kind of views as TikTok. And yes, I'm starting to load clip by clip and load the full video on YouTube, especially or eventually. I'll make it so memberships can see exclusive content too. Nice. So I use TikTok to advertise for YouTube. Yeah, that's basically how I use it. And I use YouTube to advertise for TikTok, IG, Facebook, Twitter. I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But like all the other social medias, I just want to point to my YouTube because that's the main goal, is the YouTube part, right? I don't know. That was me and my wife. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. No, feel free to talk to me as much as you want. I have a decent amount of social anxiety sometimes. So when people talk to me, I just like, okay, yeah. Not that I don't like talking to people. I do like talking to people. Um, Sometimes I just don't know what to say, especially to complete strangers. We need a link out there. Yeah. Um, I'm down there a lot more because of work now in that area. Um, it's a decent place. That's where I got my PB, obviously. N- Pretty rare to catch something that size there as far as bass, but a wide variety of species. Um, and during the winter, it's probably better just because, like, during the summer months, that lake is so overridden with um, hydrilla or whatever it is. Like, it's insane how much that weed is in there. And it makes it almost impossible to throw anything like a crankbait, even a spinnerbait, or you got to basically throw like a frog or hope you throw it into a patch where there's no weeds. It's insane how much that fills up in the summer. It is underrated, especially again for the species. Yeah. Greetings from Austin, Texas. Hello. Welcome to the stream. YouTube is a waste of time these days. I mean, we're on it right now, aren't we? We fish that spot regularly too. I can pull bluegills, largies, crappies out of that lock, but I cannot hook a perch. My wife has pulled some cats up out of there too. It's a decent like, yeah, it's good for a bullhead catfish. There's decent sized bullheads in there. I know when I took my dad there, he enjoyed it very thoroughly catching those bullheads. He was very surprised. I also caught one golden shiner out of there one time. Also, shell crackers, I know, are in there, I think. I don't know about green perch or green sunfish, excuse me. IG, TikTok, and SC, I guess that means Snapchat, can all generate revenue if you got enough followers. Yeah, I know. Obviously, I know TikTok, IG. I don't know about how IG works unless you just straight up do a sponsorship and talk about something. But TikTok, they have the creator fund. Obviously, I don't know. I have no clue about Snapchat. I have no really interest in Snapchat, to be honest with you. Refover, I'm subbed. LOL used to be Fish and Man. That sounds familiar, Fish and Man, or Fish and Man. Maybe I commented on some stuff a while ago, or maybe you commented on some of my stuff a while ago. I've only been to spot a few times by accident while I was delivering, but it's definitely a nice spot. It is good. There's not too much bank space though. That's the problem. And it's such a heavily fished spot. So like it's a risk to go all the way down there, and then there's people all around. Yeah. Spent 2 years grinding on top of working full time, and I'm at a point where I may take the year off. Full time gig for sure, like YouTubing. I mean, to me, it's mostly just a hobby at the moment because I have a full time job and this is fun to do. And it was something to do, especially during lockdown. It was something to do. You used to watch my content. LOL, you're killing it, man. Haven't seen you on here in a while. Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe the algorithm isn't pushing the content as much anymore. I think my problem is that on my fishing YouTube account here, I should only stick to watching fishing on here, but I watch everything: sports highlights, compilations of people falling, funny videos, and stuff like that. So my algorithm is heavily uh, sometimes not fishing related, and sometimes I won't even see any fishing videos in there. If I want to watch non-fishing videos, I should probably switch to a different account or something, so that Tyler Goes Fishing algorithm is all just fishing YouTubers and stuff. Went out to the lock last weekend at that bridge and got disrupted by the stupid geese. Whole mess of them came to land right where we were fishing. Ruined that, yeah. I mean, that sucks. I don't know how you were fishing, but I was getting almost nothing off of topwater nightcrawler fishing. So I took the bobber off, just had the little jig with the nightcrawler, tossed it out 10 feet, and let it sink to the bottom. And I was getting more bites. That's when I got the bass, and then the other bluegill, and then the yellow perch. I do the same sub to every video. Yeah, yeah. That's my problem. As I'm subbing to any channel that I like, regardless of whether or not it's fishing or not. I should just take my normal Tyler um, YouTube and just use that as like a general watching account. You know what I mean? I have so many channels I need to keep up with, but I can't keep up with everyone. Yes, I could. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. Fishtails RVA, what is up, good sir? Welcome to the stream. Maley, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. I believe you've been on here before, if I recognize that name correctly. What is up? You commented before, didn't you? If you didn't, hello. He's a white rooster tail that I had tied on from summer still in a small jig head with a swim bait. Yeah, during winter, I just use a lot of night crawlers just because it seems to be the most consistent thing that I can use to catch something, right? Like the bass, they just decide that they want to freaking not bite anymore, especially in the public areas that I go a lot. And so just, I don't know, throw it out there. Hope you catch some bluegills. Hope I catch some yellow perch or occasional bass like I did in the last video or 2 videos ago. This video that'll come out next, I catch some pretty big creek chubs, probably the 2 biggest creek chubs I think I ever caught, like 9 or 10 inches, which amazed me. +10 people watching. You need to run this 20 minutes, 3+ hours. Heck yeah. I'm going to have to start dinner sometime soon because it's going to be lasagna, and that takes like an hour to cook in the oven. But I'm not particularly hungry at the moment, so that's cool. I'm usually a late eater anyways. How does the loch compare with the lake at Crump and Echo Lake in Henrike? It definitely has more species. Crump has channel catfish in it, while there are bullheads at the loch. I've had a lot more luck at the loch, but that's just because maybe I fished it a lot more. Crump's more out of the way for me. Troll knows a lot about Crump. He's made a decent amount of content up there. Echo, when I first started fishing this area in Richmond, I went there a lot. And I would just take night crawlers, throw it out there, and just caught a million bluegills or whatever. There are bullheads there, bass, and various panfish. I don't know about crappie. I don't think there's yellow perch. There's a creek that feeds into it if you really just want to go and catch like some little guys. I had one video when I was back there. I was with my friend Shanna. Need to do more live bait fishing with all those gills you catch. Yeah, I do catch a lot of gills. The last video I posted last night, I actually counted up like 20 to 25 of them, but I don't know how many of them ended up in the video. Take 2 poles, one for catching bait, one for using it. I've done some similar like that. Like one of my, maybe the last kayaking video I did, or the second to last kayaking video I did, I would do that. I had the one pole I was catching the little bluegills on, and then in my kayak I had the other bigger pole with the circle hook on it, and I hooked them, and I got a good bass and a nice pickerel, which I think was my PB pickerel. Echo and Crump are extremely overfished because they're in public parks and you can find them on Google. So that's why they're so easy for the normal fishermen to find. It's really easy to park next to it and walk right there to it. Especially Crump because it's small. It's a small pondish. I mean, for a pond, I guess it's pretty good, but it's definitely not a lake like Echo or Lock. I have some catching up to do on your channel for sure. Hey, we all move at our own pace, my man. The king of Crump. Yeah. I've had some okay luck with the catfish in there if you just throw something out there, but didn't have any luck in that last video. There's a carp in Crump? What? Okay, I'll trust you. Trolling is the reason I bought a Whopper Popper last summer. Yeah, Whopper Poppers are pretty legit. If I throw top water, I'm probably throwing a Whopper Plopper now. I'm scared to lose them. You know what I mean? Just because they're so expensive. So if I'm afraid of losing a top water, I might throw like a $4 popper and do that, and it works pretty good too. There's also the cheaper Whopper Ploppers, like the Walmart one, or some cheapo ones you can buy on like Facebook Marketplace for like $3 each. Yeah, well, I mean, for the past few months, it was probably not worth it to use a top water with the cold weather. I don't see why you would. People keep asking me that, like, what's your favorite wintertime lure? And I don't know what to say other than just whatever the heck works. I don't know. It's insane. Uh, the bite is just so dang slow. Or maybe I'm just a bad fisherman. Is that smaller pond and Crump back in the wizard? It is fishable, yes. I tried once. I didn't catch anything. I think I might know that guy you're talking about, Troll. I believe I seen a man in a wheelchair wheel up there and start fishing. I don't remember seeing him catch anything, but yeah, maybe there is a carp in there, probably to keep the weeds at bay on turkey meat. I mean, that makes sense. They're bottom feeders. That's pretty cool. Am I going to be on a wild tile? I can share you out. I'm probably at least another half hour, maybe more. I don't know. It's fishable. Not saying it's anything in there, but you can throw lures in it. Yeah, there's one whole side of it that you can fish from. It's fine. There's no trees or nothing. Um, like I said, I only went back there once, and I don't remember what I was throwing back there. But if I went back there with some night crawlers, it might work. And now you're making me want to go back there and try it again. Now you're making me want to go back and try it. When I was there this past weekend, I saw like 4 guys come out of the woods with rods and reels. So maybe they were back there. I don't know if they actually caught anything, but it's literally like 6 inches. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's that big. There's probably bluegills and stuff in there, but take a night crawler, toss it out there with like a size 8 hook or something, and see if let me know if there's anything in there. Thank you, Reef Robber. Thank you. Always a helpful fellow YouTuber. Yes, there. Oh, hello, sis. I didn't know you were a subscriber. How are you? I tried that hidden pond south of Loch last summer. Yeah, I tried it too. Yeah, It seems almost impossible to fish from the bank there. It's completely surrounded by trees. and it's insane. Uh, I You can't really toss it out that much, really. You can't cast because you're just going to hit something. It's definitely a lot bigger than that hidden pond at Crump. It's a lot bigger, maybe even like quadruple plus its size. There was one side on the side of the apartment complex that might have enough bank space for a couple people, but I don't know. Troll, there was this spillway. It seemed to be might be an hour and a half, 2 hours out of the city that I've been wanting to go to. Um, Off of a big reservoir that I won't mention. So I don't know, maybe I hit that up sometime. It just seems like such a long drive for for what could be a bust, you know? If I drove an hour and a half and then I got busted, I or skunked, I'd be so mad. I waited a whole day or I wasted a whole day. And it's probably I'm sure other fishermen know about it because it was easy for me to find on Google. Um, so I'm sure even if I do go there on a good day, there's going to be other people there, and then it's another thing. We need to hit those spots behind Nabisco. I don't know what you're talking about, but don't say it on here so we don't give it away. Um, but yeah, we can try that. I'm good. Yes, I'm a subscriber. You need to take me fishing, please. Well, you just have to drive 3 hours to get here. Or the next time I'm in back in you know where with mom and dad, you come with dad and I up to that nice private pond that the neighbors own. Because that's a legit pond. Let's get it. I'll drive. RWA Fishing. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm looking forward to the shad run again. Oh my god, yes. I cannot wait. I also have the kayak now. So I'm going to take the kayak out, see if I can catch some shad up there. Stripers. Can't wait for striper season. I have so many swim baits stockpiled. I have so many shad spoons stockpiled. I was at a place this weekend. They were 15% off, so I bought a whole bunch. And I'm like, yeah, heck yeah, let's go. I don't have any gold ones though because I haven't found any of them yet that are like on sale or in stock anywhere. But I have a ton of whites, ton of chartreuse, and a decent amount of silver spoons. But the two like good ones are the silver and gold, which are like the two classic colors. And I don't have any gold. I think I have two golds, so I need to hurry up and find those. Because once the shad season starts, every store is going to be sold out. That's part of the game. We got skunked on the spillway a few times. Oh, the one that you and I went to, you got skunked there a few times. That kind of sucks because that drive, that sucks. Nathan's welcome to the chat. Reef Robber sent me. See, look at that. That's that man Reef Robber right there being a good fellow YouTuber right there. You're so over the shad run. Why? It's so fun. I get it. If what's annoying about it to you? Is it just all those other fishermen that are down there? Because that's definitely annoying. Because there's a fisherman every 5 feet now when shad season hits. But since I have that kayak, I could probably get around those guys. Thanks for coming, Smoking Tyler. Thanks for coming. Yep, that's right. Also subscribe. Yay! Thank you. Also, Amanda, you should probably get yourself a license too. They're not that expensive for like 1 year, 20 something bucks, 25 bucks, something like that for a year. It's a little cheaper if you go multiple years. Like last one I bought was 2 years, but I think you go up to like 3 or 4 years for a license, I guess. I don't even fish the James for shad anymore. I got other spots, but I just want some for bait this year. F all that other fairy. I don't know what that is. Effery? Okay. Comes with it super packed everywhere. Stuff sold out. Yeah. No, I get it. Though that's definitely annoying, but got it. It's so fun to catch them, and I had so much fun last spring. I took my dad out, took some coworkers out. And it's a great time of the year. Like the weather's great then in the spring. Yeah, all this shad season, I meant to keep some and put them in a freezer for like future catfish bait, but I never did. I got lazy. Also got scared because like I didn't trust myself enough to tell the difference between American shad and hickory shad. And for those of you who don't fish for shad, one of them is highly illegal to keep, and one of them you can keep. I think I can tell the difference really out of all the times I've seen pictures, but I never did. I like the shirt, Fish Greater Than People. Yes, sir. This is my only merch shirt on Teespring. I think it's like $20 on my Teespring. I think I put the link in most of my videos. It's like merch and Teespring. I got one shirt, or no, I got two shirts, I think. I don't know. I want to make a sticker like this. I recently got these little teeny bluegill stickers, which I intend to kind of just give away to people. And it says Tyler Goes Fishing on it. But I want to make this a sticker too. Maybe just a black rectangle. It's really comfy. I love this material. Woo! License to fish? Yeah, you need a license to fish. You need a license to fish, to hunt, and do all that good stuff. If you come out here and you fish, if you fish a public waterway, you need a license. If you fish a private waterway, you don't need a license. So like that pond I mentioned that's near mom and dad's house, that dad and I go a lot, you don't need a license for that because it's on private land. I get it. It's fun to put people on the shad, though. It is fun to put people on the shad. That's why that video I had it with my dad when he came up, and he caught like his first shad in like 20 years or 30 years or however much it is. That was fun. A couple friends who never caught them, brought them there. It's not hard to catch them. You just throw it out there, keep reeling it in, steady retrieve, and just hope for the best. It's a free country, Amanda. You need a license for everything. They are almost identical. Oh, the shad? Yeah, it's about like the dots or something on it. I forgot exactly what the identification is now, but back last spring I knew what it was more because I kept looking it up. Also, I kept forgetting like plastic baggies to keep them. I would just like run there after work and just start catching them without even thinking that I was going to keep any. I'll take one, Tyler. I have a sticker board that I show off on my live streams. Oh yeah, I got 300 of these things. I got 300 of these things. My last giveaway, the person who won never claimed it, or at least I haven't checked in a little bit, and I was going to give him like 10 of those stickers. I know a couple OGs. They asked me to catch them some shad this year, so I'll be out there. Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, those hardcore catfishermen, they love that shad in the spring to catch the big and kitty cats. This was the first year I had a conservation officer ask to see my license. Never happened to me. Not yet. Was out on the Powhatan WMA. I don't know what that is. We chatted for a while after he checked that. I was legit. Nice dude. Okay, yeah. I'm feeling probably most of them are great dudes, you know? I think of Shad as mini Tarpon. They fight so great. Yeah, that's what a lot of people call them. They're like the Tarpon of the James, is what I've heard. They're great. Ugh, they're so fun to catch. They fight so well. Relatively easy to catch as long as you put in the time. And that's why I can't wait to take my kayak out and try them, because like I can, I don't, I wouldn't have to deal with those all the other 45 million fishermen out there who seem to only want to fish during shad season. I was like, where are you the rest of the year? Are you only a fair weather fisherman? You know, I'm out there in 32-degree weather, freezing my fingers off to catch a 4-inch bluegill. What are you doing? You're here during the nice weather, during the easiest time of the year to catch a fish out of the river. What's up, man? Still got shad videos in storage from last year. Dang, dude, let's go. It's been almost a year. Shad season's like a month or two away or something like that. Get them out, man. My shad videos did surprisingly well. I guess people are like really looking for them. Because they did like double what a normal bass video or bluegill video does for me. Several 4, 5, 600 views, when normally my videos are getting around 200 to like 170 to 200 views on an average video. So I don't know. I guess people really enjoyed it. And then when I was out there, I got recognized a lot. I had a lot of people be like, "Hey, I know you're Tyler Goes Fishing." It could just be because, one, there's a lot of people out there, so it's statistically it's more likely to bump into somebody who's seen your stuff, as opposed to like some of the spots that my favorite spots to go to. There's nobody around, which is kind of how I prefer it. It's easier to talk to the camera when there's nobody around. I got stickers now too. Anybody pull up on me gets one. You know, that's a good idea. I should keep some in my pocket or something instead of here on the desk. Very pushable outside for the most part. All over the country, the fish the James, then they stick around for the stripers, and always here for the smallies. Yeah, I want to do some more smallie fish in the summer, and I want to do more fish in the James this summer too, especially since I do have the kayak now. But I want to do like a lot of like wading in the more rapids part of the area. I don't know why I didn't do as much this summer. I guess I just decided to do other types of fishing, or since things are opening up more, you know, I go out and do things, young adult things. Now I'm reminded of that time I lost what probably would have been my PB Smalley right there at the fall line. It was in my video called Worst Day Fishing or something like that, Disastrous Day of Fishing or whatever. And I nailed one on a whopper plopper, but it got tangled in somebody's braided line that was in the water, and I couldn't reel him in anymore, so I had to walk in a little bit. I tried to grab him, but he shook himself free. But if it wasn't for me getting hooked up on that line, I would have brought him in to shore, and I would have landed him. And I got so mad. And then like a lot of other things happened bad that day. It's hilarious video, I think. Just looking back at it now, it wasn't a fun day, but it's fun to laugh at. Powhatan Wildlife Management Area. 3 Lakes, good bank fishing. Amelia, and it does 2. I haven't been to either one of those. Basically, if it's more than an hour, I probably haven't been there. If it's more than an hour outside of the city, I probably haven't been there. I've heard of Amelia, obviously. Maybe one day this summer, get up early, take the kayak out there. Once had to call the game warden on some folks illegally using a cast net on a small lake. They came, made those guys go away. What was illegal about it? I don't know anything about cast nets. or what the laws are. That's true. This old helmet, that is true. I'm killing the James this year. James River videos are always my most viewed. Yeah, I guess so, especially if you put it in the title, James River, because like maybe all the local people are searching James River fishing. Great place to fish. Um, sometimes. I'm all for wade fishing this year. Almost did some fishing on the river a few months ago with Way, but we had to cancel that for some reason. We were going to go after some big flatties, big flatheads. But yeah, I'm all for it. And if you ever want to take me back to the awesome lake, that's cool too. And now I got the kayak. Just putting that out there. Amelia content, that conservation lake is fire. It's cool. If I remember correctly, it's like 45 minutes, hour outside of the city. I don't know. You grew up in Amelia. I know. I think you said that the other day, right? Right, Reef Robber. And I think I forgot to mention that I knew where that was and that there was a lake down there. I really want to take my kayak to what's that really big lake named near Farmville that's supposed to be amazing. It doesn't matter. But I went there with my dad, I think the summer before last. So like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. And we unfortunately got skunked all day. I had to even took my inflatable raft out. I brought it and took it out, and I still got skunked. I ended up catching like a nice 2.5 pounder right at sunset, though. Right before we yeah, that's it. Fishtails, yeah. Um, um, what was I saying? But I don't think he caught anything besides maybe a few bluegills. I landed right at sunset. You can see the water disturbances of the bass chasing the bait fish on the edge. So I'm like, oh crap! Here's my moment. Grabbed my whopper plopper, threw that sucker out there, and I caught one that was slipping, as Troll will say. Caught him slipping. Grew up in Amelia. Yeah. Cast nets can only be used on tidal waters. Oh, so not still water like ponds or lakes, only rivers and creeks and stuff. That's interesting. See, this is why like I'm a simple fisherman. I just catch and release. I don't know much about laws. I don't know anything about size limits, which is why I just let them go. Trolling, there's not that many people out there either in my experience, especially if I get out there shore on a kayak. Oh, and Amelia, cool. You need to get Fort AP Hill. I don't know what that is. We should communicate on Instagram about whatever that is. We don't have to talk about it in here where everybody can see it and figure out all the cool places we're talking about. 5 miles from the lake. Well, yeah, you probably fished there a lot then. Too fat for a kayak. Dude, do you know how many fat guys on kayaks there are on YouTube? There's a lot. A John boy. Yeah, don't you have a John boat? What's up with that? I think you posted like over a year ago that you got one, and I haven't heard anything since, man. What's up? Two stands, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Peace. I gotta sit on top kayak so I can't sink it. The yak is almost a submarine with me on. Okay. Might have to Google that real quick. Okay. Yep. I know nothing about that, but we can talk about it another time and figure out if it's a cool area to go to. Lots of private ponds to fish. That sounds awesome, right? I wish I knew more people with private ponds around here, but like I moved here with basically knowing nobody. So the John boat is all the bottom sat all 20. Oh, it's I thought you said it was ready for 2021, but it sat all 2021. Do you have a way to transport it? Do you have like all the legal stuff you need for it? Um, I don't know what the legality is. You got to register it or whatever. I actually have no idea. You want other people's boats all year. That's something else I need to do. I need to befriend people with boats. I did just I do a lot of solo stuff. I rarely plan things even though I should. But like most of my fishing is just I wake up like on a Saturday or Sunday and I'm like, okay, I'll go here today. And I go. It's always last minute decisions on what I do and where I go and what type of fishing I do. I need to plan more, but I don't. Any stocked trout fishing in the area? Yes, there's two public areas, two public lakes in my area that stock them. I had no luck last year at all, so this year I've basically done absolutely none of it. It was just yeah, those are it. Um, I only been to Dory once. I think last winter. Yeah, exactly. They're both trash. Some people have gotten a lot of luck, but like you got to be like really stubborn about it. You got to be like really hard headed about it and trying get there really early. Use a million different types of lures. It's not a casual type of thing, and they're really overfished in general. There's some big and fish in those areas, but it's pretty overfished to be honest with you. And I don't like fishing it that much unless I want to casually fish because it's only technically a couple miles away from where I live, uh, or at least Bird is. And they got three huge lakes there, which again can be fire, but most of the time they're not. You're pretty over trout fishing, not according to your Instagram from this weekend, troll. Looks like you were chowing down on some nice trout. I ate some trout years ago when I was a kid. We caught stocked. They were stocked trout. I didn't catch any when I went there, but like we had a bunch as a group and we wrapped them in tinfoil, threw them on the campfire. So bony, but like I don't care. I ate it. Yeah, it is unfortunately once a year deal. Um, I'll probably end up missing it this year though. But I was lucky to go there one time with you know who. Um, and that's like my second most viewed video too. It's my right after the inflatable fishing raft video. Um, um, yeah, my second most popular, which I guess people are really searching for trout fishing. So they come across mine. It's better for the algorithm. People are searching trout fishing. I don't know. We just dropped a vid about Dory Park. Well, then I'm gonna have to go watch it because I only went there once, had no luck. It was really cold in the middle of winter. I just threw out night crawlers, let it sit on the bottom. Um, I brought a bunch of poles, but then I read the sign that says you're only allowed one pole. per angler. So I was like, well, dang it. I've I've had luck at dory this year with trout. Might be beginner's luck though. There was these other people who were killing it though. There was one guy, I think he was using an inline spinner or something like that. I think I saw him pull 2 or 3 out in the time that he was there. Lots of bank access, so there you go. But again, with it being such a publicly accessible public pond, it's just I don't care for those areas as much as opposed to the areas where you park on the side of the road and walk a mile and go through the woods to get to a place that nobody else really knows about or is too lazy to go to. Those spots are usually way better. Okay, troll. Okay. But you know what? Bird is really good for that too. I did a lot of walking around Bird, especially the northernmost lake. Um, Last winter, just because like you have like a half hour of sunlight. I'd stop working at 5. Sun sets at like 5:30. So just to get outside, I'd walk down there, circle the lake a few times. I feel like I should. Let me see here. Whoops. Reef Robber, I just made you a moderator because I don't have that many. So if somebody's acting a fool, kick their butt out. Bird used to be a hot spot for real. Summertime out there used to be lit. Used to be. Well, I know they had that big fish kill, like, I don't know, 7 years ago or something, if I remember that article correct. All those fish died because there wasn't enough oxygen in the water. I know there's big fish in there. You can see them swimming around. You see it looks like a freaking Jaws shark. You see the fin just going through the water. So they got those big and fish in there. Um, those big carp that what's his face youngin caught like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. That was amazing. Decent sized channels in there too. The biggest yellow perch I've ever seen physically came out of Bird, and that was a guy, a local guy. It was trout fishing with twins. Yep, spinners and actually corn. Yeah, 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 yeah. I need to start getting more into bigger catfishing. Got a nice pole for it. Big catfish fever rod and a Penn Squall 20L. Learning to use it, going for it, and caught. What did I catch? Was so far the biggest fish I caught with it with think was an 11-pound blue in the rapids. So like not anything deep, but like that guy was chilling out in the rapids of the James. One big party. Yeah. I think I view Bird Park like I view Las Vegas. Go there and have fun, but expect to come back with losses. The trout at Dory are hitting a rooster tail spinner in the stink corn power bait. Oh, on Carolina rig. The father tried worms and got nothing until he switched over to spinners. Yeah, I don't know what I had available to me when I was there. I knew I had night crawlers, so that's what I tossed out. And I wasn't necessarily going for just trout, but if a trout would have bit, I would have been amazed. But I was like, I want anything. I don't even remember why I was out in that area because it's a not a far drive, but it's there. It's an okay drive. The farthest north, not very far. Not very far. Definitely gone farther south than I have north. We'll keep you in the background, but I gotta roll. Peace out. Thanks for joining me and giving me the watch hours that you did. So it's 8:12 my time. Not really hungry, so that's good. I don't have to stop this to go make myself dinner. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for the rest of the night. Do I want to edit that video that's almost done editing, or do I want to have some more of this, eat some lasagna, and watch some Netflix? There are some spots north of the city I would like to try, but a lot of times, especially in the winter, like I'd prefer because I can only really go fishing on the weekends unless I take a day off from work. Um, if I try a new spot, it's always risky. Is it bad? Is it good? Is it going to catch me anything? Am I going to be able to make a video? Instead of me sticking towards my more local area where I know I can catch something or quickly move to a different area to catch something. Keep the questions coming so I have something to talk about because otherwise I got to just start talking and I don't know what to say. Who can I should give Dory another shot. I mean, I only gave it one shot, so I should give it another shot, shouldn't I? And there are spots close there that I know about now that I could hit up if Dory doesn't work out. Um, every year that goes by, I'm learning more and more, learning more spots, techniques, and stuff. So I'm growing uh, as my knowledge as an angler. When I started this channel, I knew almost nothing about bass and catfishing. So if you want to see my progression of bass and catfishing, just start from my first video on, and then you're watching basically my entire career of catfishing and bass fishing. I panfished my entire life, just hook, bobber, night crawler, catch a million bluegills and green sunfish and shell crackers and all that. But no, I need to grow more. I need to grow. If I had the place to put a boat, I'd buy a boat and take it out to the James and catch some big and blues. But I don't. I should hit up other YouTubers more and plan trips out, to places. I should. Strangest thing you've used for bait? 620 fishing. Yeah. He's probably my favorite fishing YouTuber, to be honest with you. And I base that on the fact that I literally watched 100% of his videos. So like there's a lot of fishing YouTubers I watch, but I don't necessarily watch every single one of their videos. I definitely watch all of his. I like his style, I like his attitude. The editing is amazing. The strangest thing I used for bait, I remember a few months ago I tried. They were like a pickled hot dog that I got at a gas station, and I put it on a circle hook, and I was gonna try to catch some catfish or bowfin with it. I had no luck with it, so I never made the video out of it. It was like Mama D's spicy pickled hot dog or something from some gas station. That caught nothing. Yeah. There's probably been a few things I've tried and just didn't catch anything with it. Yeah, try dory again. It's good when trout are there. Bring corn. Okay, so corn and spinner baits is what I'm hearing. So maybe this weekend I can. It's Sunday is supposed to be pretty nice temperature, like upper 60s, I think. Ever done ocean fishing once when I was a kid, and then you went on one of those charter big boats, and they load up the bait for you and they drop it in for you, and all you do is reel it in. Nothing impressive. And I caught like 2 flounder, whatever. None of them were big enough to keep, because if they were big enough to keep, they'll fillet it for you. I caught 2 of them, but I don't even really count that as fishing. If somebody baits it for you, casts it for you, does all that stuff for you, did you really catch it? I reeled it in. That's all I did. I would love to. I need to get a saltwater license. I don't have a saltwater license. I now live closer to the ocean when I moved here 4 years ago. But before that, I was 6+ hours away from the ocean. So no, I didn't do any. I didn't do any ocean fishing. I'd love to do a charter if I get like 1 or 2 people who want to go and fish for whatever the hell, whatever. We tried garlic powder and Kool-Aid on garbage hot dogs and smelled like the Dickens. Got nothing. Yeah, I've seen people always say they put Kool-Aid on hot dogs or on the chicken breast and stuff. Hot dogs, they're just so fragile, and they just come off the hook like it's nothing. So I don't see, I don't feel the need to use it that often. I get it; it's really cheap, and you can find them anywhere, so that's good. I'll try them again probably sometime if I find a better catfishing spot. I don't know. A few months ago, I bought some really cheap chicken tenders that were about to go bad from Kroger because they were on sale because they were old, and I've never used them. They're in my freezer still. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use those before they go really bad. Garlic powder. I haven't heard that one though. Definitely heard of Kool-Aid. I don't know if I've heard of garlic powder. I remain convinced that the water turtles are eating the hot dogs. Yes. How many times I caught a snapper this past summer was amazing. Throwing out that circle hook with like a cut bluegill on it. For the love of God, I was catching so many, too many, and then I have to re-rig my rig because I'm not going anywhere near that mouth, so I just cut it free. I can't. It's annoying. It's really annoying. Booty Monster. What is up? Welcome to the stream. When I lived in Richmond, I had good luck with discounted shrimp at the old Annabelle Lee dock. I don't know where that is, but I'll figure it out. You know what's funny? My very first fishing video was me using store-bought shrimp that I got from Aldi. Just a package. Burp, excuse me. Went to a local park where I knew there was channel catfish, a really overfished public park, another one of those. And put them on like what's the word? Albertine hook. I might be wrong about that. And another rod had like the Snell hooks. Threw those out there. I had a decent luck with it. I felt so awkward making that video because it was my very first one, and I just really had no clue what I was doing. That was fun. They are kind of fragile too, right? Shrimp, they can come off decently easy compared to like cut bait. Like I found that a bluegill's body cut bait, it stays on really well. So that's awesome. I've used cut bluegill mostly so far when it comes to like catfishing and stuff. Where are y'all buying good price night crawlers in Richmond? Green Top, but that's about 20 minutes north of the city. Since I met you in that other place, which is in the south side, you're probably a good 35, 40 minutes away from it if you live in the area that you and I met. That's where I buy them primarily. Walmart can suck. Early on when I started fishing this area, I bought a pack. Didn't open it up and look at it. Went to the fishing shop, looked it up. They were all shriveled and dead. And then the next day, I'm like, okay, I'll go back and I'm going to take a look at them. Maybe I just grabbed a bad little container. The entire fridge was packed with the containers. I opened up 15 of them. They were all dead. Every single worm was dead. And there was one of the workers there, and she was just kind of watching me open them. I was just look at it. They're all dead. Put it back. Open it. All dead. Put it back. Open it. All dead. And I just look at her and say, like, these are all dead. Why are they in here? This is bad. But Green Top is great for night crawlers. They also have shiners, goldfish, eels, crickets, a lot of frozen cut bait. They have frozen shad and shrimp and so many other things. I've only ever used the shiners that they have and the night crawlers that they have. My dream fishing trip, no clue, really. Anything where I can catch a new species is great. Obviously, ocean has a lot of species. Florida has a lot of species. I kind of procrastinated planning something. I know one of my good friends and I were thinking about heading down to Florida, like right now, like this time of the year, because it sucks up here right now, being cold and stuff. But we didn't. we didn't actually end up planning that and putting that together, even though it's perfect time of the year for us to do that. Only has the dyed green worms. For Christmas, I bought my dad that little stuff that turns worms green. He wanted it to test it out. Leave the shell on for the shrimp. I don't know if the ones that I bought had the shell on. I don't remember. It was so long ago. But I guess that makes sense. It got a little bit of the container on it. That was the only time I've ever used shrimp as bait, really. Is Pocahontas Park still full of pike? I don't know. I think they have, if by pike you mean chain pickerel, then yes. I don't think there's any northern pike in our area. I think that's more of a northern thing. But I know that chain pickerel are in the pike family. And I think they do they're in there. I've seen one in the creek that's in there. Pocahontas actually has a lot of species. I've caught white perch in there too, which is nice. Bass, green sunfish, flyer fish. Yeah, the shell helps it stay on. They're straight up earthworms at my Walmart, and they're dyed bright green. Yeah, I think I've used them before. Dyed green worms. Um, I don't remember if they were more successful or less successful than the normal worms. They're there, yes. Chain pickle. Yeah, chain pickle, yeah. Red and white spoons, really. I've had chain pickerel bite on almost everything. Spinner baits, crankbaits, Texas rig worms, Texas rig, craw, soft plastics. Chain picker will bite at a rock if you present. Yeah, they're good. I caught my first one last year. My very first one. It was a smaller one, maybe a big, off of inline spinner. Yeah. There's a one spot I should go back to because the last time I was there, I ended up catching two or three of them, and it was right as winter was starting, so I was surprised. And somebody commented that like it's the best. They bite year round pretty aggressively, as opposed to like bass, which kind of take a break in winter. Trash for eating. I get it because they don't seem to have a lot of meat on them. They're just a big old noodle. I don't usually eat what I catch though, which surprises a lot of people. A lot of the normal people who walk around public areas, um, one of the common questions is like, "Do you eat what you catch?" And I'm like, "No, too lazy for that." Uh, you know, let it go, let it grow, take a photo of it, release it, and let the next person enjoy catching it if they're lucky enough. Yep, just fish for fun. That's all I do. I'm not ruling out sometime in the future doing like a catch and cook kind of thing, but I wouldn't know what I'm doing, so it might have to be with somebody else who knows what they're doing. Um, I just have no desire. I'm not a huge fan of fish meat either. I mean, it's good if you buy it at stores and at a restaurant or something, but I don't fully desire fish meat when I'm ordering something. Got to be a little careful in Powhatan in the winter due to deer season. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, and Pocahontas. I mean, I don't like go walking through the woods. I didn't know hunting was allowed there for one, but with all like the mountain bikers going around and all the families hiking those trails, I can't. It kind of bothers me that hunting is allowed in an area that's riddled with children. um, I wouldn't anything out of the James. Oh, I know. I've heard the same thing with the pollution. Yeah, like don't eat more than two fish out of there a month. Not recommended. Yeah, no. I have no intention of eating anything out of the James. I did unfortunately one time. I was kind of forced to drink some of the water. Uh, I made a bad decision of staying out too long. I was out there all day. I ran out of water. I was severely dehydrated. I felt myself starting to like really feel it, like dizzy and stuff. The water was super clear. It wasn't dirty or anything. So I put some in my water bottle and I sipped it as I needed to as I was trying to get back to the car. That was a bad day. I went out. I stayed out too long, so I drank the water a little bit just to keep myself from passing out. Bad day. Have you caught any snakeheads? I have not caught any snakeheads. No, I've never even seen one. I know there's a one channel up in Northern Virginia area where they catch a lot of snakeheads, and I should probably hit them up and ask them, like, hey, if I drive up there one day, let's go. I want to catch a snakehead for the first time. Um, I mean, I know they're in my area. I just don't know where. They're probably in the James, probably, right? But how rare are they? I don't know. I don't know. I am out of drink. I mean, that makes sense. It's a major river, Chickahominy. I'd be willing to bet that every river probably has them since they're in the Mid-Atlantic area. I believe it. But it's on my list of fish to catch. I want to catch every species. You know what I mean? Like every one of them. I'm trying to think what are species that are in my area that I haven't caught. Sturgeon. I know they're in the James. Never caught one. If I do catch one, I'm gonna be going for a ride. I'm gonna be having a hard time reeling that sucker in if it's adult. Oh, American shad. Haven't caught an American shad. Um, I don't know. I've knocked off so many new species in the past 2 years. It's insane. Pickerel, flathead, blue catfish, wiper, striper, shad, flyer, which I didn't even know existed, white perch. Snake is caught in the most major Virginia River drainages. Makes sense. Potomac, Rappahannock, York, and now James rivers and reservoirs. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, probably a lot easier to travel up and down rivers than it is to get to lakes and ponds. Snakehead is one fish I wouldn't be able to catch and release. Yeah, because they're invasive, so you're allowed to kill them, right? Because they're invasive. Carp. I've never caught any species of carp. There's grass carp here, and then there's common carp. I've seen them. I saw a gigantic one time. Oh, gar. Gar is another type of species I haven't caught yet. I saw a gigantic carp in the James one time just bank fishing, and I was like, holy crap, that thing's got to be freaking 30 pounds. Just chilling near the bank, just facing upstream, just kind of slowly. Oh, God. Crazy. So, yeah, no carp, no type of gar, short nose, long nose, whatever the hell we got spotted. It was funny. I was kayaking one time, just not fishing, but just kayaking one time with a friend last summer, and we stopped and we were swimming in the shallows, like just sand underneath us, maybe 2 feet deep, and we're just kind of sitting chilling. And all of a sudden, she's like, "Oh, there's a fish between us. There's a huge fish between us." And I'm like, "What?" And I look over. I'm pretty sure it's a spotted gar or a short nose. Probably had to be 3 feet long and just casually swimming right between us. I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy." I was probably a foot and a half away from it, and I didn't notice. Crazy. We are eating up the carp in Tazewell. Yeah, I've seen people do catching cooks of carps and stuff. There's some monster carp at Bird. I know there are. I've met people who've caught them. Yeah, so like I said, there are some monsters there, bass, carp, catfish, but like It's like catching lightning in a bottle to catch a good one. Yeah, I don't know. So what time is it? It's 8:30 here. God, how long does it take for me to cook those lasagnas? It takes like an hour. I'm not even that hungry though. I don't know if I even want to eat that. Now I gotta decide what I want to do for dinner. I don't think I have anything else besides frozen lasagna. Yeah, the guy that I know that I met who caught a really good one at Bird was on bread floating on the surface on like 8-pound test line. He said, I'm like, wow. And it's in the most northern lake. There's so many people out there like feeding geese bread and stuff. It's just too many people out there. Well, go learn, Brent. Thank you for joining me for as long as you did. You stayed here for quite a while. Thank you, sir. I ain't got no fish sticks. I can't do that. There are there any red-eyed bass around there? Red-eye bass? Maybe it's a different name. There are rock bass in my area. They have red in their eyes. There's also a different type of bass called like Hayabusa or something like that. They have reddish in their eyes. Later, Brent. I've caught rock bass, but I don't think I ever caught one in my videos because they're less commonish. I could probably only catch them in the James or maybe a couple other rivers, but like I'm probably not going to find them in a pond or lake or creek. Maybe not. Yeah, rock bass. Yeah. I've caught rock bass. I don't know if I've caught any in Richmond though. A few hours away, yeah, but not necessarily around here. Ugh. Yep, they are called that, but not right. I think rockfish. That's more of an ocean saltwater fish, if I believe. Yeah, usually pretty small. They don't get that big. They chill out in like the rocks of rivers and stuff, and just kind of eat whatever comes their way. I think the last time I caught a lot of them was I was with my father in a small part of the James, and they only bit for like 30 minutes. We had to wait till the sun was almost down, and then they were going crazy with biting at the lures or at the night crawlers. Striped bass. I've caught striped bass. They're the stripers. They run up right after the shad do. So there'll be shad season, then there's striper season right after that. And God, are those fun! I love catching them so much. I have so many lures I've been stocking up on. I got the kayak again. I think I'm going to buy a new rod and reel that's more heavy duty. God, were they so fun to catch this last spring. My first one was about 2 years ago. I caught 3 of them in 2020, I believe. They were all pretty small ones, though, and they were like schoolies. They were just ones that chill out in the James all summer long, as opposed to the bigger ones who run up for a few weeks and then get the heck out of town. All right, well, I've been running this for an hour and a half, starting to get a little bit hungry. I should make something before it gets too late. And so all of you that are still here, I'd like to thank you so much. Hope this helps with my watch hours a little bit. I'm so close to getting monetized. I hit the subscriber amount months ago, but I just needed more time, more watch hours. So hopefully I can get that next couple weeks. If not, no biggie. No, it doesn't matter. This is, again, more of a hobby. I'm not necessarily making this a career. I have a great career already. So thank you for watching. I can feel my voice losing. I need some water. So thank you for watching, guys. Peace out. See you next time.